Hi, this is Rosalind Reynolds again, and I'm here with video number 5 out of this series of 7 essential steps for healing after tragic loss. My 5th tip is to ditch the D's. I found as I was working through my grief that there were 4 things that would completely derail my progress as I was becoming more familiar with grief and trying to work out of it. And those 4 things were denial, discouragement, depression, and despair. And I found that if those started to creep in, my progress was lost. So denial is something that I don't think anybody likes to admit. We like to deny that we're in denial. But aren't there things that you do that you know are not healthy, or you know are not helping you reach your goals, but you just don't want to face them, and you don't want to do anything about them because it would be too hard, or it's too frightening, or it's too different, too much of a change? I found I had to start facing those things. Discouragement is literally being deprived of courage and confidence. Life can do that to us. And then when you encounter a loss, discouragement just so commonly settles in. Depression, just that deep sadness, that ongoing feeling of being down, that can stay with us, and if it goes on, we'll never make progress through our grief. And then despair, when you feel a total loss of any hope, and then life feels like there's no value in it. I knew I needed to learn to conquer those 4 things. So I found that there were things that I could do to overcome those 4s, to guard against them in the first place, and then if they started to encroach, to ward them off. And I have a whole section in my book on them, but I'm going to share 4 with you today. And the first one is to pray. I find so much strength in prayer. I believe that our higher power, our source, our God, loves us and would not have us dwell in those D's, and that He will send help if we rely on Him and call on Him for it. Secondly, I suggest that you make a list of those things that bring you great happiness. It could be certain music. It could be great books that you love to read. It could be poems that you like that lift your heart. It could be hiking. It could be going for a walk. Just start a list and keep adding to it. Every time you find something that lifts your spirits, add to that list. So when you start to feel those D's coming in on you, pull out your list and do something on it. Third, I suggest that you notice negativity. We constantly are hearing thoughts in our head, and I believe not all of them come from us. And that those ones that are negative will bring us down. And so you need to be your own D's patrol, I call it. And when you notice them coming in, build an emergency kit that can lift you out and negate those voices. And in my emergency kit, I have like a CD of music that I know will lift my spirits, some favorite scriptures, some poems that make me smile, a photo of my family. I have some of my favorite affirmations that just remind me who I am, and that I have purpose, and that God loves me. Build your own emergency kit, things that you know will make you smile, and then keep it near you. I have one for my car, I have one in my house, something that will just lift your heart and keep you from letting those negative voices come in. And last thing that I'm going to share tonight is to start recording every day at least one thing that you have to be grateful for. Not very much may have gone well in the day, but there's going to be at least one thing. If you can't think of something great that happened, be grateful for something that didn't happen. At least the house is still standing. Find one thing every day to be grateful for, and you will start to be able to ditch those D's. So that's my 5th tip. Ditch the D's and start finding happiness again. This is Rosalind Reynolds, hoping to help you find relief from grief.